So there you go, there's a bit of info about the church. The earliest parts of it date back to the 13th century. The tower and the porch and the pillars were added around 1500, and the windows and the chancel are Victorian. Now that's a Courage grave. There is Edward Courage. I can't read the 10th of July. I'm not sure. I can't read the date there. But I think it says July the 19th, but I can't read the actual date. But Edward Courage, he would have been from the Courage family. And there's another war memorial here. This commemorates people from the local area who died during the First and Second World War. There you go, that's the grave of Ebenezer Jones, who John Betjeman wrote a poem about. I'm going to have to go and look that up now, being an ex-English teacher. John Betjeman was one of our most famous poets. Now I want to know why he wrote about Mr. Ebenezer Jones of Shenfield. I mean, there's some really, really old graves in this bit of the churchyard. Look at those. So many stories. That's what I like, finding out about stories about people. This one, Nathaniel Parker, Arthur Nathaniel Parker, died February 1917 in Edinburgh Hospital during war service with the RCA, aged 39 years. So you just find these amazing stories as you look at the graves, and it tells you a bit about these people's lives. So in some way they're still remembered, and as a local historian and somebody who appreciates history, I just like finding out stories when I look at graves. When you look at those over there, that is just so gothic and overgrown. It'd be quite spooky down here on Halloween in the dark, I reckon. But graveyards are an amazing place to see local history. And it always saddens me when I see a grave of somebody who died young. Rosa Eva Collard here, who died aged 23 in 1906. And also her mother Emma, who died in 1909. But the life expectancy, especially of women at the turn of the century, was a lot less, because there were lots of diseases, and we didn't have things like antibiotics, and modern medicine even then was just in its infancy. So a lot of people died of illnesses which today can be prevented. As you come out of the church, you notice that this is almost like a little country lane. All the houses here are typical red brick, sort of Victorian, Edwardian houses. If I pan down the lane here, you'll see there's more here. And, you know, if I close my eyes, I could almost have stepped back in time and be in Shenfield in the late 1800s or early 1900s. Imagine all those people from that time the women dressed in their hats, and gentlemen in bow ties, not bow ties, but, you know, in their Sunday best, coming to church here and living in some of these beautiful houses. But it is almost like stepping back in time when you come down this road. Come a bit closer there so you can see. I love these Edwardian cottages. They're just so pretty. I hope a car's not going to come along and run me over because I'm standing in the road, but there we go, another view. And, you know, even the brickwork here. Look at that original And some blackberries as well. Out there is another public footpath here. For public footpath number 25 that goes to Sawyers Hall Lane, which is 1.2 kilometres. And I have been down here several times before. And again, this is a walk I'm going to do on another day and show you what's down there. But we're going to do that another day because I've still got other places to show you yet on today's walk. Apologies if the traffic goes past and drowns me out, but this is old Shenfield Place, this building here. It's a really old house. It's now a care home for old people, but this would have been a house here in Shenfield that was lived in by somebody very wealthy. I'm going to try and look up some of the history behind old Shenfield Place when I get back, and I'll try and put it on the screen for you so that you know. But it's a beautiful old building, really beautiful, and I love those chimneys and all the windows there. But I'm gonna do a bit more research on this place and find out a little bit more about it. And Courage Playing Fields here, which is just before you get to St Mary's Church. Obviously that is named after members of the Courage family who lived in Shenfield Hall, which is just beyond the playing fields, and they donated this land as a place of recreation for local people when they owned the Shenfield Hall house. Now you see, there used to be a pub on this site called the Eagle and Child, or as it was more commonly known in the area by locals as the Fowl and Fetus. But that got knocked down a little while ago, and they've now built luxury housing where the old pub was, and that pub had been standing for a long, long time, and now it's gone. But all that's left is the old sign to remind us that the Fowl and Fetus was once here. And here on the other side of the road we've got some more little Victorian cottages here. The white one's called Hawthorne Cottage. I'm just going to walk up a little bit, and obviously these buildings all date back to the Victorian times. They were probably farm workers' cottages. As I said, this building is now an optician's and a home. But again, I think this building has been here for a while. That's called Crickets, that one. And there's the optician's building, and then there's another building that's just up here, and this is really, really old. So this is Tollbar Cottage, and it says there AD 1700, I think, or 1708. I can't quite see because I'm on the other side of the road, but that is a very old building, as you can see. And I'm just going to pan back past the opticians. There we go, back to the cottages down there. All lovely old buildings on the road from Shenfield up into Brentwood. There you go, you can see on that one that was actually built, those cottages there were built in 1884. So there's so much history in my local area. Houses from the 1700s to 1884 and still being lived in today. Now there is another pub along the road called the Green Dragon. It's now a local pub serving food, but again this building has been here for a very long time. And in fact, here's a clue on the gatepost there, from 1856 this has been a public house. So another building we found in Shenfield that has some history behind it.